This is Chris Medeiros. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Medeiros, and I'm here to do my AEW Revolution 2022 review. So here we go, discussing about Revolution. Now, we'll be talking about the buy-in first. So there was a few matches on the buy-in, like about 3 matches. So we had Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander, which will be the first match I'm talking about right now. We had Hook versus QT Marshall, 1-on-1, and then we had the House of Black versus Pinta, Pac, and Eric Redbeard in a 6-man tag team match. So yeah, those 3 matches on the AEW Revolution buy-in. And we're going to talk about the first match, Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander, and this match was pretty good. It was pretty good with these two women. At one point, we've seen Layla Hirsch hitting a Hurricanrana on a Chris Statlander off the ring apron onto the floor, which was vicious. But then at the very ending of this match, where it looked like Statlander was going to pick up the win, Layla Hirsch rolled out the ring, and then she was grabbing something from underneath the ring, and she grabbed a like one of those exposed turnbuckles. So yeah, she grabbed that, and Chris Statlander, pretty much grabbing her from inside the ring, grabbing her hair and all that, trying to pull it back in there, but then she gets hit with the exposed turnbuckle part, and then Layla Hirsch quickly got back into the ring, springboard off the top rope with a moonsault, and then pinned her for the 3 count. So yeah, Layla Hirsch defeated Chris Statlander tonight on the buy-in show. So yeah, pretty good match. I would give that match 2 out of 5 stars. That's why I'll give that match. But yeah, the whole buy-in is on YouTube right now. But yeah, soon I'll be talking about the main card. But yeah, we still got Hook versus QT Marshall, and we still got the 6-man tag team match on the buy-in. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was QT Marshall versus Hook, 1-on-1. But before I talk about that match, we seen Don Callis come out to the ring, and he started talking about like how he believes that Adam Cole will beat Adam Page and become the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, because it'd be pretty cool just to see Adam Cole become a transitional champion by passing that along to Kenny Omega. So yeah, that's what he said, and he said Kenny Omega will be back eventually. So yeah, that's what happened right there. But then we get to the 1-on-1 match, Hook versus QT Marshall on the buy-in. It was a pretty good match. This is probably Hook's longest match yet in AEW. QT Marshall was doing pretty good, but at the very ending of this match, we seen QT try to hit the diamond cutter onto Hook. Hook reverses it by pushing him off of him. And then QT was running to the turnbuckle, pretty much trying to leap over Hook. But Hook, he didn't run over there. He just let QT Marshall leap over. And QT's like, where the hell did he went? And he gets he backs up and he gets caught in the rear naked choke by Hook, the transmission, and he taps out. So yeah, Hook defeated QT Marshall by submission tonight on Revolution. Pretty good match between the two. I'll give that match 2 out of 5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Pretty good match between Hook and QT Marshall. But there's still one more match for the buy-in. It will be the 6-man tag team match. It will be Pac, Pinta, and Eric Redbeard versus the House of Black in the 6-man tag team match. So that match will be up next. It will be on the buy-in. But then we'll get to the main card later on tonight. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution 2022. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, we were still on the buy-in. It was the last match on the buy-in show. And then we'll be talking about the main card. It was a 6-man tag team match. It was Pac, Pinta, Osquero, and Eric Redbeard versus Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, the House of Black, in a 6-man tag team match. And this match was pretty good. At the very ending of this match, we've seen Buddy Matthews taking out Pinta with the while he held his hands back, whatever, slams his face right onto the mat with his boot. taking him out, and then we seen Malachi Black hitting a black mass onto Pac, taking him out, and it only left Eric Redbeard. And we seen at one point Malachi Black hit the black mass onto Eric Redbeard, but Eric Redbeard falls down to his knees onto the second rope, but then he starts getting back up, and then when he gets back up, he grabs Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews by the throat, about to hit a chokeslam, it looked like, but then Malachi Black spits the green mist in his face, blinding him, and then Buddy Matthews hit the jumping knee to the face onto Eric Redbeard, pretty much making him barely stand up after that. But then Brody King comes in, lifts him up on his shoulders like a power slam position, and then drops down with a power driver onto Eric Redbeard, and then he pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King, the House of Black, defeated Pac, Pinta, and Eric Redbeard tonight in a 6-man tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. So yeah, pretty good match. But yeah, that has been the AEW Revolution 2022 buy-in. Pretty good buy-in with 3 matches. Hook versus QT Marshall, Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander, and then the 6-man tag team match. Pretty good buy-in. But yeah, up next we're going to be talking about the main card. And like the first match we're going to be talking about is Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. So yeah, that is going to be the first match of the night on the main card of the Revolution card. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution, it was a one-on-one match, and we are now on the main card. It was Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston one-on-one. It was a pretty good match. Jericho a few times locking on the walls of Jericho, trying to make Eddie Kingston tap out. In this match, it was a pretty good one, but Kingston fought out the walls of Jericho, but then at one point we see him hit that spinning back fist onto Chris Jericho, pinned him, Jericho barely kicking out at 2. Eddie Kingston trying to figure out what else to do, and then he locks on the submission hold where Jericho's sitting down and Kingston standing above him, and he grabs Jericho's face, pushes it one way, and then grabs the arm and starts like torquing it, pretty much bending it farther back and everything, and then Jericho had no choice but to tap out. So yeah, Eddie Kingston defeated Chris Jericho tonight by submission. Pretty good match between the two. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give that match. But yeah, it was a good match between Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston has picked up, it was probably the biggest win of his career. It was a pretty good one. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Still to come later on tonight. CM Punk versus MJF in the dog collar match. We'll see Adam Page defending the world title against Adam Cole later on tonight in the main event. We're going to see that ladder match later on tonight. And we're going to see Ty Conti versus Jade Cargill for the TBS Women's Championship. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. And much more in the World Tag Team Triple Threat Tag Team match later on tonight as well. So yeah, good matches tonight so far. Stacked card, can't wait. But yeah, Eddie Kingston defeated Chris Jericho, and like I said, I'll give that match 2.5 stars. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Revolution. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, it was the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, versus Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, in a triple threat tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And this match was pretty good. Of course, the Young Bucks and Red Dragon was going to eventually fall out in this match as well. But this match was really good. Like, a few times I thought Red Dragon was going to win. Same for the Young Bucks and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. But at the ending of this match, we've seen Kyle O'Reilly, we've seen Bobby Fish hit the avalanche suplex off the top turnbuckle at one point, and Kyle O'Reilly jumping off with a knee to the back of Jungle Boy, and then he lock on the leg lock, trying to make him tap out and everything. And then at one point there was a cool moment where the Young Bucks pretty much tossed Jungle Boy onto Kyle O'Reilly while he was still dazed, and Kyle O'Reilly had Jungle Boy in the Tombstone Power Driver position, and then the Young Bucks hits a super kick onto both of his legs, making him drop down to his knees, and he hit the Tombstone Power Driver onto Jungle Boy, and then he gets hit with a super kick after that. So yeah, pretty cool move right there. But at the very ending of this match, we seen Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy hit their tag team finish move on one of the Young Bucks. The Jungle Express onto one of the Young Bucks and got the 3 count. So yeah, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus defeated the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. And yeah, they have retained the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Pretty good triple threat tag team match. I'll give that match 3.5 stars. Really good match. I really liked it. It was a pretty good one. Still to come later on tonight, we'll see a ladder match. And we'll see MJF versus CM Punk in a dog collar match, and Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley later on tonight. A lot of good matches tonight. Like I said earlier, this pay-per-view is stacked. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution, it was the ladder match now. It was Wardlow versus Orange Cassidy versus Will Hobbs versus Keith Lee versus Ricky Starks versus Christian Cage in this ladder match. And it was a pretty good ladder match. There was a funny moment with Orange Cassidy. He had Keith Lee, Wardlow, and Will Hobbs in the ring, and he's kicking all their legs, just taunting them and everything. And pretty much Wardlow and Will Hobbs had enough of it, and then they run towards Orange Cassidy, and Keith Lee was right there and stuff. It was a pretty funny moment. And while Keith Lee was grappling up with Wardlow and Will Hobbs because of that, Orange Cassidy quickly tried to climb up all 3 of those guys to grab the ring from the ceiling. But yeah, it was a pretty cool move right there. But yeah, pretty funny too. But at one point we seen everybody using ladders and everything. Pretty good match. But at the very ending of this match, we seen Wardlow and Ricky Starks on top of the ladder. And then they had like another ladder that was attached from the ladder to the top rope, and we seen Wardlow hitting the power bomb onto Ricky Starks on that ladder, which he kind of landed on the top of his head. And then Wardlow, he's already up there, and he grabs the ring and he won the match. So yeah, Wardlow will be getting a championship shot soon. But yeah, Wardlow defeated Ricky Starks, Christian Cage, Will Hobbs, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy. So yeah, Wardlow has won the match. Pretty good match. But then after the match ended, we seen Tony Schiavone, and he was introducing the next signee to AEW, and it was Shane Strickland, formerly known as Isaiah Swerve Scott from WWE. So yeah, and he's going by Swerve Strickland. So yeah, great to see him in AEW. He's very talented and stuff. It's something that WWE didn't know how to use him. Because he was not even on the main roster for so long. I think he was on the main roster for I don't even think it was even a month. Him and everybody else of Hit Row. So yeah. But yeah, hopefully AEW uses them right. A lot of talent in AEW, and yeah, hopefully they do use them right. But yep, but for that ladder match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. Pretty good ladder match. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution 2022. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, it was a one-on-one match. It was the TBS Women's Champion, Jade Cargill, with Mark Sterling versus Ty Conti for the TBS Women's Championship. It was a pretty good match. At one point, we see Ty Conti climb up the top turnbuckle, doing a front flip, a swanton bomb pretty much, onto Smart Mark outside the ring, taking him out of this match because he kept on trying to interfere and stuff. But then at the very end of this match, like Ty Conti was going, she was, was having control of this match at the ending, up until she climbed at the top of the turnbuckle. Like she was probably going to hit moonsault or something onto Jade, but Jade was already back up to her feet, hitting Ty's feet from underneath her, knocking her off. She smacked her face on the ring post, on the top of the ring post, but then Jade grabs her, pulls her off the top turnbuckle, and then hits her finish move to Jade onto Ty Conti, and then pins her for the 3 count. So yeah, Jade Cargill defeated Ty Conti tonight in a one-on-one match, and yeah, she has retained the TBS Women's Championship. Pretty good match. I'll give that match 2 stars. That's why I'll give that match between the 2 women. So yeah, Jade Cargill is now 29-0. It was an okay match. Ty Conti is really good. Jade Cargill is still a little bit green in the ring, but yeah, she's getting better at least. But yeah, it was an okay match, like I said. But yep, Jade Cargill has retained the TBS Women's Championship. So yeah, see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution 2022. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, it was the next match. It was CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. And for me, I think this is possibly match of the night. I mean, it was a really good match. First things first, CM Punk's entrance. Man, talking about a flashback, a throwback to his Ring of Honor days where he came out with the Ring of Honor theme song and all that. Pretty cool stuff, because at first we started getting Cult of Personality playing, but then it swapped over to CM Punk's old theme song from Ring of Honor. He comes out in his Ring of Honor attire with the shorts or whatever, the white shorts, and it was pretty cool to see him wearing that attire once again. And pretty cool to see him coming out to his Ring of Honor theme song. Very cool stuff. But yeah, this dog collar match was a vicious match. At one point, there was a lot of crazy points in this match. Like, we see them both whipping each other with the dog collar, with the chain. And we've seen thumbtacks get brought into this match. A lot of stuff. At one point, we've seen CM Punk hitting a tombstone power driver onto MJF on the ring apron, which was insane. At first, MJF was trying to hit it on him, but he reversed it into doing that. So yeah, that was a pretty cool moment right there. But we've seen CM Punk bloody in this match as well. It looked like he was going to lose. All hope was getting lost. MJF at one point locked on that arm bar, trying to make CM Punk tap out, but he fought out of it. And a lot of crazy stuff. But then at the very ending of this match, while CM Punk and MJF was both down, we seen Wardlow come down. And looked like he was going to help MJF out in this match, because there is no disqualification. So what Wardlow does, he grabs the dynamite ring, pulls out his pocket, and he puts it inside the ring by the ropes, and then he walks away. So pretty much, he just pretty much looked at CM Punk like, hey, if you want to get in and use it, you better go ahead and get in and use it. That's what he pretty much was signaling off to him. And CM Punk, of course, took advantage of that, grabs the diamond ring, and he pulls MJF up, and MJF looked at him, and he spits right in CM Punk's face, and then CM Punk decks him with the ring, and then got the 3 count. So yeah, CM Punk defeated MJF tonight in the dog collar match. Pretty good match between the two. I really liked it. Oh yeah, at one point in this match, we see MJF grab the mic during the match and all that, which was a cool moment where he was like, Punk, tell these fans that you're a failure, just like how you failed me and stuff. So yeah, very impactful and stuff. But like I said, pretty cool moment. And this whole match was a damn good match. Like, it was really damn good. I'll give this match 4.5 stars. Really good match. so far for me, match of the night. It was a really great one. Great to see CM Punk coming out with his old Ring of Honor theme song and his old Ring of Honor attire and all that. And like I said, the dog collar match was insane. But yeah, it was a great match. But yep, that's what happened. Still to come later on tonight, we'll see Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. We'll see Adam Page defending the world title against Adam Cole later on tonight in the main event. We'll still see the six-man tag team match with Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara versus Andrade El Idolo, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy later on tonight in the six-man tag team match. And we still got Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. Still a good few matches. Still a few more matches for this pay-per-view. But yeah, for me, like I said, CM Punk versus MJF so far, match of the night. Great match, like I said. I'll give that match 4.5 stars. But yeah, really good match. And like I said, I like the throwback and everything. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution 2022. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, it was a one-on-one match. It was the AEW Women's Champion Britt Baker with Rebel and Jamie Hayter at ringside versus Thunder Rosa in a one-on-one match for the AEW Women's Championship. And this match was a pretty good match. At one point we seen Britt Baker try to lock on the lockjaw onto Thunder Rosa, and then Thunder Rosa, reversing that, and then trying to lock on, and then she was trying to lock on the lockjaw onto Britt Baker at one point. But then at the very end of this match, we seen Rebel get on the ring apron, trying to distract her and stuff, and then Thunder Rosa spears Rebel off the ring apron onto the floor. It was a bad landing, but yeah, that's what happened. And then Jamie Hayter was trying to interfere, and then Thunder Rosa clotheslines her outside the ring. And then Thunder Rosa gets right back into the ring, and then she gets hit with a curb stomp by Britt Baker, and then she got pinned for the 3 count. So yeah, Britt Baker defeated Thunder Rosa tonight in a one-on-one match for the AEW Women's Championship. So yeah, Britt Baker has retained the AEW Women's Championship. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match, like I said. I'll give that match 2 out of 5 stars. That's what I'll give it. See it 2 stars. Or actually, I'll give it 2.5 stars. It was a pretty good match between those two. Those two really threw on a good match. But still to come later on tonight, we'll see Adam Page versus Adam Cole for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And not only that, we'll see a 6-man tag team match with Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, and Isaiah Cassidy versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. And not only that, we'll see Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson later on tonight as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution 2022. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, it was a one-on-one match. It was Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley one-on-one. It was a pretty good match. At one point, we seen Jon Moxley straight up bleeding a lot in this match. But at the very ending of this match, these two guys kept on brawling it, going at it and everything. It was a tough match. By the ending of this match, we seen Bryan Danielson hit the running knee onto Jon Moxley. He pinned him. Moxley barely kicking out too. And then at the very ending of this match, we seen Bryan Danielson starts stomping on Jon Moxley's face. Then he locks on that triangle hold onto Jon Moxley, and then he starts flexing and everything. And then Moxley got up, kind of, while he's still in the submission, flips over him, pretty much pinning Bryan Danielson's shoulders down, and got the 3 count. So yeah, Jon Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson tonight on Revolution like that. But then, after the match ended, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley starts brawling, beating each other up, but then a bunch of security guards coming down, and they was trying to break them up as well. And then all of a sudden, William Regal made his AEW debut. He comes down, he gets in both of their faces, gets in Jon Moxley's face. John pushes him, and then Regal slaps him, and then Bryan Danielson starts laughing, and then Regal slaps him as well, and then made Moxley and Bryan shake hands, and pretty much formed their tag team. So yeah, like I said, pretty good match, and great to see Will and Regal come out and debut and all that. I'll give everything a 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give that. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, later on tonight in the main event, we'll see Adam Cole versus Adam Page for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship later on tonight on Revolution. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution 2022. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, it was Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, and Isaiah Cassidy versus the TNT champion Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Sting. It was a pretty good match. It was a 6-man tag team match. It was no disqualification and all that. At one point, we seen Sammy Guevara hitting a Spanish fly onto Isaiah Cassidy off this platform on the ramp or whatever, onto like a few tables, through some tables and stuff, but it happened on the ramp, which was pretty cool. And at one point we seen Sting jump off this one platform, doing a splash onto Andrade through 3 tables. It was insane, and it was a lot of stuff going on. But at the very ending of this match, we seen Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Sting picking up the win, defeating Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, and Isaiah Cassidy. AHFO tonight on Revolution. The crowd was going crazy, chanting for Jeff Hardy and stuff all throughout the match and stuff. But Jeff actually never debuted tonight, so yeah. But yeah, it was a pretty good match between these two teams. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. Sting, for his age, like, he's like doing splashes through tables and stuff, jumping off high stuff. So yeah, insane with that and all that crap. But yeah, still to come later on tonight in the main event, it will be the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Adam Page versus Adam Cole for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship up next in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Revolution. So the next thing that happened on AEW Revolution 2022, it was the main event. It was the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Adam Page versus Adam Cole for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and this match was a pretty good match. At the very ending of this match, at one point we seen Adam Page hit one of his finish moves. I forget what he calls it, but he had Adam Cole on the ring apron, and he kind of like got him up, like, imagine like somebody hitting the Alabama Slam, like that position kind of, but he jumps off the ring apron through the table with him, which was pretty cool. And at one point we seen Dark Order and the Elite brawling outside the ring because the Elite was trying to help Adam Cole. But then Adam Page and Adam Cole was inside the ring. Adam Page started hitting a few super kicks onto Adam Cole, and then he actually steals Adam Cole's finish move, the Boom, and hits it on Adam Cole. And then he gets out of the ring. He's on the ring apron, and then he jumps over with the buckshot lariat onto Adam Cole, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Adam Page has defeated Adam Cole tonight for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, Adam Page has retained the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Pretty good match between the two. I'll give that match 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Pretty good match between Adam Page and Adam Cole. It was a good match. But yeah, tonight's AEW Revolution 2022 pay-per-view, it was a pretty good show. The buy-in was okay, and every match on the card was a pretty good match. I really don't got no complaints with this pay-per-view. So yeah, for tonight's AEW Revolution 2022 show, I'll give it 9 out of 10 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good show. Good main event. William Regal made his debut. Shane Strickland made his debut, formerly known as Isaiah Swerve Scott, and a lot of great matches as well. Like I said, I don't get no complaints with this pay-per-view. So I'll give it none. I'll just give it 9.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a really good pay-per-view. But yeah, that has been my AEW Revolution 2022 reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris. I have subscribed to this channel, Chris Medeiros, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, that has been my AEW Revolution 2022 reviews. And I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's WWE Monday Night Raw reviews. See you guys later. Until then.